Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended, the podcast. I'm Kim. This is Tyler, and we have got a show for you today. Tyler, what is on the docket today?
Okay, so transgender wars. Things are heating up in the women's Ivy League 100-meter race.
Ooh.
Also, this, but in more serious stuff, Canada is actually funding left-wing extremist organizations like Antifa, BLM, in order to create toolkits for teachers in order for them to quote unquote de-radicalize them. But we will get into that a little bit later. Okay, bye, Hydrobot. Bye.
Okay, so before we get into all the juicy, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share us, because we love being shared. Hit the like button, and don't be afraid to leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, you can listen to us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Anchor, a few other places that, you know, have podcasts and such, like Google Podcast. Yeah, I'm good at this. And you can check us out in our Facebook group, self-titled, and Twitter, along with Instagram. But before we get into the cereal, I've got a joke for you, Tyler.
Oh God.
How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ears pierced?
I don't know, Kim. How much does it cost for a pirate to get its asshole reamed?
A buccaneer. Oh, how about this one? This one's totally you too. What do you call a fake noodle?
Pastafarian?
An impasta.
Okay, so we're on. We'll always post every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. If we're not on YouTube, we'll always be on Rumble. Rumble, we can be a lot more consistent, so to speak, without being struck or whatever. You know, the whole Jack Murphy thing. A bit of a shock, but if you're going to be peddling to be a super Chad, a Giga Chad, an alpha male, and kind of throw yourself in the manosphere while you fucking young college boys, I guess little
Oh boy.
twinks. I guess he's a bear. But, anyways. So it was just a little interesting thing that we got flagged for that. But whatever. Yeah, all right, all right. We're going to start with something a little bit lighter, and then the next one is She Do Be Crazy Dough. Okay, so this this came across my my Twitter feed, and you just can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it and the wording that's used. Okay, so from outkick.com, Penn's, as in Pennsylvania State, transgender swimmers lost to Yale's transgender swimmer
Oh
in a
boy.
hotly contested women's Ivy League 100-meter race. Our tranny's better than your tranny.
Right? The
Like,
war
what the
is on.
Tell you that it's heating up. Funny thing is, neither one of them actually look like a chick. They both look like dudes. Yeah. Yeah. It's
No, it won't let me close this video.
oh.
Like the little
I know.
video that like pops up, I keep trying to close it and it just keeps opening a new tab. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. Fucking stupid
Oh,
crap.
they get
Okay.
you.
Okay, so Penn transgender swimmer Leah Thomas, who had been crushing her competition since she joined the women's swim team after 3 years swimming as a biological male, met
Could
her
not
match.
imagine,
She met her match.
Good. That's what I'm saying. You know what? The other team was probably like, you know what?
We need
This
our own
chick is in
tranny.
here. She's busting all the biological women. She's busting our team. We need our own. We got to get our own. They probably had like auditions. I wonder how they did that.
Well, to be fair, any man, like, whatever. It's more the biologically men are typically better than women at physical sports. Not all, you fucking crybabies.
Do you think they
But
had like, did you ever watch the movie Bring It On? How they were trying to find their new, cheerleader. So they had cheer
no,
tryouts. I wonder if they
I
did
don't.
that. It was like, they put up a big sign, transgenders
Chi-
wanted.
Chicks with dicks, please apply.
Yeah.
All
I'd like to
right, so
see that.
she met her match on Saturday in the 100-meter freestyle during a tri-meet with Yale and Dartmouth. Thomas won the 200-meter and 500-meter races at Penn's final home meet of the season, but she finished sixth in the 100-meter, where Yale's Isaac Hennig, a transgender a transgender swimmer who is in the process of transitioning from female to male. So she's going the other way.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so transgender wars. This is like robot wars, but with dicks.
Right? One's got a real one, one's getting a fake one.
So Hennig finished the 100 meters and who gives a fuck, while Thomas touched the wall at I don't give a fuck. I wasn't prepared for that. Everything is messed up. I can't wrap my head around this. The NCAA needs to do something about this. They need to put science into the decision and discussion. Shut up, fucking old-ass conservative parent. Shut your fucking face. That was from a Penn swimmer parent, told the Daily Mail. You shut up, fucking...
Wait. Hold on. So
What?
the one transgender that got beat was crying about it?
No, this was some parent. This was just some parent.
But I wonder what they're crying about. Like, are they crying about the fact that, this is a biological woman's, supposed to be swim team, and non-biological women are in there and crushing all the bios? Or if this is because the one transgender beat the other transgender? I'm really wondering what she's complaining about, or him, or whatever.
So and this is the crazy thing. So in a way of being all inclusive, I always look at who suffers from it. That's what I see. By this happening, who gets affected? And it's funny. Like oh god, this has been a fucking mental drain on me, and I want to fucking I want to get a toe trigger for a shotgun so fucking bad. Trying to listen to, hold on, I can't remember this guy's name. It's just racism after racism after racism. What the fuck is this idiot's name? Ibram X. Kendi. Yes, so I have his stupid fucking book. I gave him, I guess, $20 or whatever on how to be an anti-racist. But this is all what they talk about. It's about pillars of oppression. They openly discriminate. They openly are racist. They want to be racist. This is why I say, like, they are white supremacists with a guilty conscience. That's it. So you figure, look at it, look at who's being disproportionately affected by this. Biological women.
Yep.
There used to be a space dedicated for men. There used to be a space dedicated for women. Now the men just go, damn, I'm feeling girly today. I'm not as good as those guys, but I can beat the fuck out of some women, Like, if I had to, I wouldn't be that far of a stretch to put a wife beater on and, give a, good couple of lefts and rights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I just
like,
don't know. It doesn't
okay,
make any sense to me.
Okay, but look at this wording. This spectators in attendance told the Daily Mail that Hennig, why is this relevant? who had his breasts removed. Why is that relevant? Okay. Won the 50-yard freestyle and proceeded to pull down the top of his swimsuit.
Uh, okay.
Wait, why is that? And proceeded to pull down the top of his swimsuit.
Okay, but see, but this is what doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. So you have a team of biological females. Then you have one swimmer who was a biological male who is now transitioning to be a female and wants to be included in the female swim team, which I don't think is fair. But then on the other hand, though,
Shut up, fucking asshole.
I'm sorry.
No one cares about your opinion, woman.
Shut up. Anyway, then on the other hand, you have this other person who is transitioning to be a male and even stating in here proceeded to pull down his swimsuit. So why is he competing in a biological woman's swim thing?
Because gender is irrelevant, Kim.
Well, he should be, going in the males then.
This is the world that we live in. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense.
Right?
Oh, in June, Hennig wrote in a New York Times column that he wasn't taking hormones and would remain on the women's team.
Okay, dude.
Like, what? Yeah.
I mean, how is that even fair though? Like it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no. This world, oh my God. What is happening?
This is like, I find it funny that a biological woman beat a guy.
Good.
Like that, I find that funny.
Well,
But
good.
it's more the it's more just the lunacy of it. So Hennig, who had his breasts removed, but then they're making a point that they pulled their top down.
So if there's no, I'm sorry, but if there ain't no titties there, what does it matter? How many guys do you see walking around without their shirts on? Like there's nothing there. So who cares?
Like for me personally, I don't care if, like, I don't care if chicks pull down their top. Like, please, by all means, don't let me stand in your way.
No, pull them down. Let them fly. Let them be free. Shake them around.
Free.
Yes.
Free the beast.
I'm gonna make new shirts.
Chest.
Free them titties.
Well, yeah. Like,
forget wearing a bra. Just let them bounce. Let them bounce. Let be free. But like, okay, but there's nothing there. Like if the tatas were removed, who the fuck gives a shit? No one's gonna cry when they see a guy walking around without a shirt on. So why? And how is that even relevant to the story about one transgender beating another transgender in a swim thing anyway? What on earth does it matter if he has breasts or doesn't have breasts, and if his top fell down or didn't fall down, or pulled down or whatever? I don't care. It has nothing to do with it. So what? Because he pulled his top down, then all of a sudden that's why he won? Yep. Everyone was just all shocked and appalled, and they stopped swimming. So he won by disadvantage. Like what? What does it matter?
How dare you? How dare you expose your breast removed chest from the world? How dare you?
Right? I want to see guys covering them nips from now on. They walk around without shirts on. Cover them nips. I'm offended.
Yeah. Fucking weirdos. Put your clothes on.
Or at the very least, you can at least take some black electrical tape and just do a little X over the nips, We cover them up. Do a little Lil Kim style,
Okay. All right. But so yeah, this is just a funny little, a little hors d'oeuvre to wet the palate. But I just like, do parents not like, these are adults. These are they're not children.
Are we
These are
sure?
adults.
Are we sure there is such
Well,
a thing anymore? I'm really beginning to feel like the whole idea of there being adults in the world, that was make believe. I'm thinking we're just
yeah.
running around with a bunch of children. And it's past
Well,
their nap time, so they need to go beddy bye.
I'm pretty much right. No, it's just like for me, I see this like, if I'm competing in something that I'm trying to do, and I see, hey, this dude's all like on, like he is on roids. Like if he's not on roids, he's on roids.
Oh.
And like if I'm competing in something and they say, "Oh, well, we have to you know, because of their skin color, we have to let them compete." I say, "Okay, well then fuck you. I'm done." As unfortunate as it be, like if you like, it's like when you play a video game and there's people that are cheating, it's like, well, yeah, we don't want people that okay, but he's the son of the guy that made the game. I don't care. You're ruining it for everyone else. Like you're literally ruining something that we are taking our time to devote to, and you're just for what? For brownie points? Like that's great. Like I don't understand it. It would just be like any, especially something in competition where, you know, literally oxygen, to get more oxygen into your blood is a performance enhancing thing. Being able to absorb more oxygen is a way to cheat. Just oxygen. You don't need
Whoa.
HGH. What?
Do you think that the government is trying to enable us? That's why they're making us wear masks so we don't have any oxygen?
Well, that actually there was people have been seeing like they becoming like high, well, I don't know, well they've been suffering like a version of hypoxia. Like you have seen students that are wearing masks racing outside hot, and they have passed out because they are not getting enough oxygen. For what? Out in the sun when most things have been transmission from inside?
Maybe that's why I'm so freaking tired all the time. A lack of
Mm,
oxygen.
could be. It also could just be you're dumb.
It's possible. I mean, really, anything is possible these days.
But yeah, no, it's just, this is just insane. This is fucking stupid.
Insane in the
But
membrane. Insane in the brain.
okay, that's enough of you.
Oh, don't mute
Um
me.
all right. So okay, so let's just we can transition into this next article. And this has been something that, so I'd like to, by the outset, is something that I did not go searching for. I wasn't looking for this. I found it. So I'll give a bit of backstory here. It's not interesting. So it's just like I fell into this. I didn't seek it out. I was literally typing in Manitoba legislative news. I was just seeing what's going on in my province's legislature. That's it. I think it was like I think it was ad one article that I already read about, Manitoba wanting to increase security for its politicians. And then the next one was looking at, it was this CBC article. And this sent me down a path.
A rabbit hole, if you will. You know,
Uh
he ate the drink, or he drank the drink, and he went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I guess to an extent I did, yeah. But so I guess we'll start with this article. So hold on, just let me grab a drink quick.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Deedly deedly, there they are, standing in a row. Bum bum bum. Big one, small one, some as big as your head. That's right. That was your hold music. You're welcome.
All right. So from CBC News.
That wasn't
So
terrible.
I would like to know, does this way look better? Like being pulled up in like a Word document and it's a little bit easier? Or is it easier to see? I don't know. Do you have the screen region thing on, Kim? Like I can't see.
Well, I have the screen region thing on for oh
Oh,
my god, the show map right now, but I did have the
oh,
screen
okay.
region thing on for the past article because I was actually looking at the article. Yes, that's right, people. I figured out how to get rid of all the jumbled mess on the sides.
Okay, so I would like to know, would it be easier if it was just the article in its entirety there, or doing this? Because I'm basically doing the same thing. It's just it's just what I'm looking for. But there are times where Kim says, "Oh, I noticed this," because I'm looking for specific things out of the article. Okay, so
Yes, so
yeah,
please leave
just
a comment below and let us know which you like better. If you like
yeah,
actually seeing
and
the article in its entirety on the website or what you're looking at right now.
yeah, and for audio listeners, carry on.
Carry on, my wayward sons.
Okay, so I have an issue. I haven't like people can I think people can make jokes. This is probably going to be a real bad way to explain it, but I think nothing should be above scrutiny. There should be no sacred cows. I think they should be mocked and ridiculed and out in the open for discussion, because when you cannot talk about it, the hatred towards it festers.
True story.
So this article from CBC. So it was Winnipeg is looking at fighting extremism, right wing extremism. Sorry,
I,
I honestly I oh yeah okay. So Winnipeg professor developing toolkit to help teachers spot burgeoning extremism in students. So that's what I seen when I was searching what's happening in Manitoba, and I thought that's really unusual, really unusual. So, all right, so let's just. But no, I like for me, I don't care. I really, I don't care. Ultimately, as long as people aren't being hurt, I don't care.
you don't care about what exactly.
I don't care if someone's being offensive. I don't care if someone. I think as long as people are aware of what's going on, people have informed. So okay, let me try and equate this properly. I have a big problem when policy is actually being derived in order to foment discrimination. That is where I actually have the problem. When it is supposed to be, we should be quote unquote fighting racism. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, outside of the KKK, there's very few, I think there's very few actual right wing extremist groups, which is weird because there's actually a lot more racist left wing groups.
Right?
So if you looked at like a political compass, um, it's not a line. I don't think I think it's more like a circle. So on one side of that circle, you might have like freedom. Okay, let's just say it's just freedom. And on the other side, you might have authoritarianism. Well, either side can either go back to one or the other. Like the extreme right and the extreme left both hate people of different races mixing together. They both hate it.
Which to me is just absurd, but okay.
Well, but that's what these people are. And so I actually have a problem with that. You guys, I and you never know. But the thing is, it shouldn't fucking matter. But I am a minority. But so, all right, let's get into this because this really fucking pissed me off, and this sent me down that we are funding this. But let's just yeah. Okay, so a Winnipeg professor is developing a toolkit to help teachers in the province identify the early stages of extremism in their students so it can be addressed before thoughts and musings turn into violent actions. Qasser Ahmed, an adjunct professor at the University of Winnipeg who studies extremism, I wonder which side of the extremism, hate and radicalization, received $400,000 from Public Safety Canada and the university to develop the toolkit over the next 2 years. Another expert in the field Another expert in the field said there's a real need for these resources in Canada and around the world. We're going to get into so Evan Balgord, executive director at the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, said youth as young as 13 have been recruited into terrorist plots around the world, posing as older adults and seeking out other children to participate.
I can see that in some areas that you have, like when you have like places in Africa or Middle Eastern places and stuff, they recruit young children. I
Yep.
I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say Canada and the U.S. is no bueno, but I've never seen it
How
personally.
about gangs? Gangs do that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a left.
Okay, yeah.
That's not an extremism thing. That's not like a left wing extremism. And when I talk left and right, like that just seems to be irrelevant lately because I'm considered right wing, even though I hold a lot of traditionally left wing policies. But I would say it's authoritarianism on one side, and then you have freedom or liberty on the other. One is collectivism, one is individualism. And that is, I think, is why it is so hard for people to understand. Well, I'm not a left wing. Oh, look at all those right wing people. But if you look at it in terms of this situation, people that are already like super far left, when they look right, they think everyone to them is the right. It's like their whole perception is beyond fucked up. They don't understand that. Well, there are some moderate right wing people. There's moderate left wing people. It's like no, unless you're absolutely for authoritarianism and the destruction of every single nation that supports any of the traditional values that this country holds, you're a right wing extremist.
Yep.
All right, but so I'll continue with the article. So the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, a very interesting name, and we're going to get into that, is developing its own toolkit for educators, working with other groups around the world. It will be releasing in the coming months, he said. If that is actually released, I urge everyone, unless you are actually like a racist, pull your fucking kids out of school. Why haven't you already? They're obviously not there to teach your kids. They're obviously not there to educate them. They're there just to indoctrinate them. So it starts young, but a lot of them don't change. So then what the fuck does it matter? Oh, yeah. Okay. But a lot of them don't change. So the earlier you can get in with a toolkit, the less awful incidents are going to happen in schools. And we're going to have fewer public safety issues and national security issues. Okay, so let's start with
Mhm.
that right off the bat. See, and Kim's got a little bit of a she's got a bit of an edge because I've been holy fuck, look at this, holy fuck, look at this, holy fuck, look at this, over and over. This has been something I have delved pretty deep into, and trust me, we are not going to get to everything. This is going to be like a multi-part series as to why Canada is actually funding racism, discrimination, and actually the destruction of it of our own country.
I just want to say, I mean, in this last little paragraph here that it starts young, but and a lot of them don't change. So earlier you can get them with the toolkit, the less awful incidents that are going to happen in schools. Okay. What they're doing right now though, all this division that they are creating and literally telling all the white kids that they're racist, telling all the other kids who aren't white that the white kids are racist. You are honestly creating or going to create some of the most racist people that we probably have ever had. And that
There is
scares
going to
me.
there is going to be more racism in North America if this stuff is introduced, and it
Yes.
already is. It's introduced everywhere. It's not out in the open. It's not, and I have no idea or no problem with the idea. I have no problem with critical race theory as an idea. I have a problem when it is now being enacted. When there are no policies where there are, it's like it's like a new religion. It's like in China, you have your office. I can't remember what they call it, but it's like, whatever. It's like the Chinese officer, Chinese government representative. And everything goes through that person to the government. That's what these diversity officers are. This is what these diversity inclusion seminars are all about. It is instituting a religion. It'd be like having a priest in your office that you need to go through. Is, hey, is this okay with God? Is this okay with the doctrine, with the teachings of Antifa, with Marx? Is that okay? Like, am I okay to do that? That is what is happening here. And every single giant corporation that doesn't give a fuck about anyone, or, just money at money's stake, money at people's stake, where they will throw people, they will exploit children. They don't care if they die. They will literally, as long as they make a couple extra bucks next quarter, everything is expendable. People are a resource to be exploited and thrown out when no longer useful. So it is amazing. It is incredible to me to see companies, 30, to have a gay pride flag. Get fucked. You ever hear of pandering? Yeah, please pander more because you look like a fucking idiot. Please, corporation, please tell me how you're so progressive while you exploit people and support slave and child labor in other countries. Please tell me how progressive you are while children are being shot and killed, while they're being held captive to mine your fucking resources for whatever you're producing. You're so progressive. It's incredible that this type of ideology not only supports, they fight on behalf of it. They fight. The useful idiots, the zombies, just follow because they don't have an original thought. They can't think for themselves.
I don't know how to do that. Can you please tell me?
Well, that's what they're doing in the schools. They're not saying, "Hey, here's some quote unquote right wing extremism," and we're gonna get into what right wing extremism is, because fuck, if that's right wing extremism, then anyone that likes their country is, as to them, is fascist. Which is funny. uh, because they're actually fighting for fascism, not against fascism. But you know, we'll get into that because it's interesting. The Canadian Anti-Hate Network literally uses the same things that Antifa in the United States says. Literally the same thing that
Of course they do.
they were we have ties back to fighting Nazi Germany. You're a fucking idiot. But so it's crazy to see that they're developing toolkits from a not a left-wing perspective, not a libertarian, like traditional libertarian perspective. No, from a leftist ideology, from a communist, from an authoritarian ideology.
And like don't get what's the word I'm looking for? Don't get confused. Neither one of us are racist, and honestly, anybody who is racist is a piece of shit. This is the types of things though that they are pushing. If you actually just stop and read it and listen to what is being said, it is beyond racist. They're literally
Well,
fighting racism with racism. It's absurd.
hold on. Also, in order to fight past racism, there I needs to be. I'm trying to pull up the um. I'll see if I can find it, but they literally say that like they are racists. They literally are. And it's incredible that people are just I would, and I don't blame people. Like, I assume most people just want their kids to go to school to get a good education so that they could get to university, get a really good job. Like, the old mindset.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people do.
But even then, you're even being told now that your whole I guess the whole idea of having mother, father in a home and their children, that's not right. Like you're even being told like the what is that, the nuclear family or whatever?
Yeah, the nuclear family. Yeah, they
They fight against
so
that. Like what?
so there was a pamphlet, and it's funny. I got people that say, "Oh, well, I didn't see that." I wish I saved it because it was actually on the Black Lives Matter website. Was like being on time is racist. The dissolution of the nuclear family.
Being on
It
time? What?
being on time is racist. Bec-
What? What?
I, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that far in the book yet where they talk about being on time as being racist.
Oh my god.
Because last I checked, regardless of your skin color, my time isn't yours to waste.
All
I
right.
don't
And
give
if
a
you want to
fuck
keep your
what
job
color.
and money, get your freaking ass to work on time.
Like, yeah, I'm seeing if I could find that quote, but no, but it's crazy to see. They're looking at toolkits not to teach kids how to think, they're teaching them what to think.
Yeah.
And I think that is
Brainwashing.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, I think, parents are they're so busy, they're bogged down, they're just trying to do what they think is best and they just leave it at that. Well, if the 2 years of the pandemic has showed us anything, adults are literally sacrificing the children so that they don't get hurt. We have teachers that are saying, "We need more money, but we need to shut down schools." we need kids to wear masks, and they need to mask up, and they need to social distance, and they're not allowed to talk. Lunch hour? Shut your fucking face, kid. You're not allowed to talk.
Well,
Your
no, because you're
mask
gonna
slips
bring your
down.
mess down to eat. You can't be talking on top of it.
Like it's unbelievable. I think teachers, like a majority, all the people that are totally okay with this and just accept it, don't go to school board meetings. Oh, and trust me, the next school board meeting, I'll be fucking there. I'm done with this psychosis. Okay, so we'll get deeper more into, because I just looked at, well, who is the Canadian anti-hate network? This is all I've done. Literally, this is all I've done is, well, who's that? Well, who's that? Who's that?
I know,
That's
for like a
all
week. It's been a rabbit hole for a week, man.
that's all I've done. I have 10 pages of shit, and still another, God, what, 2 pages just from this stupid fucking book that I have to listen to. But so this is all I've done is just, well, who is the Canadian Anti-Hate Network? What is this anti-racist action plan? What is that? I never noticed that.
All right,
But
well, let's fill
okay.
us in.
Okay, so let's start with the first thing. So let's look at what the definition of fascism is, because as in any argument, you need to understand your terms. So 1, often capitalized, a political philosophy, movement, or regime, such as that of the fascisti, that exalts, watch these words, that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, a severe economic and social regiment, and forcible suppression of opinion. Look at those right there.
Opposition.
What?
Suppression of
Oh,
opposition.
sorry. Yes. And forcible suppression of, what did I say?
Opinion.
Oh, well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so a tendency toward or actual exercise of strong autocratic or dictatorial control. Okay, so let's look at number 1. A nation. So let's just say Canada. I don't know. All right, just an often race. So they hold Canada is founded on racism. But above the individual. So it is not what you are capable of. It is literally the opposite of Martin Luther King saying that my kids will grow up in a world where they will be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. That is literally the opposite. I'm sure they would call Martin Luther King an Uncle Tom. They would call him a race traitor, or the friend that I don't really talk to anymore. What the fuck did he call me? I wish I still had that conversation, because it blew my mind.
Oh my God. Right.
It was
what the hell did he call you? It was funny.
it was like I was a race traitor.
Yeah.
A white adjacent.
There you
That's
go.
it. I remember it now. Yeah, I was called white adjacent, which means just because I am a minority, but because I didn't suffer like people that I share the same minority group with, I am white adjacent. So
Tell me that
the
wasn't a big
hardships.
slap in the face.
It's funny because it's a fucking pasty white kid that's a fucking ginger that, literally have no souls and probably should be sent to the bottom of the fucking ocean. Anyway, so it's just the irony in that statement. Now, I am white adjacent, even though I was arguing on the side of, hey, I think racism is bad, and them saying, I think racism's good, and we're fighting racism. He didn't say it, but I'm summarizing because it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Oh, that was a stupid argument.
Uh yeah. But so okay, so a regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual. So you are only valuable based on your skin color or your race. And that stands for a centralized autocratic government. Weird, because they don't want laws. They think laws are racist. Any laws that disproportionately affect one group over another, okay, that sounds fine, but literally they argue for it. I'll pull up this quote from this stupid fucking book. Hold on, I gotta unlock my phone. Okay. No, not this one. Where is it? How to be anti-racist. Okay, so there's no such thing as race equity. Hold on. A racist policy says exactly what the problem is and where the problem. Okay, there's no such thing as race neutral policies. There's nothing that does not disproportionately affect one race or another. A racist policy says exactly what the problem is and where the problem is. So this is a bit of an excerpt from that book. Trust me, I've been writing a lot. So listen to this. This is why when I say they are actually racists, racial policy also cuts to the core better of racism than racial discrimination. Definition of racial discrimination: in an immediate and visible manifestation of an underlying racial policy. Racial discrimination: as treating, considering, or making a distinction in favor or against an individual based on that person's race. Then, racial discrimination is not inherently racist. Did you just hear that? This is where, Kim, where I said to you, the circular fucking reasoning is astounding.
I literally I'm following it and then I'm like, "What?" Like what?
As treating, considering, or making a distinction in favor or against. In favor or against an
Okay.
individual based on that person's race, then racial discrimination is not inherently racist. So here we go. The defining question is whether the discrimination is creating equity or inequity. If discrimination is creating equity, it is anti-racist. If creating inequity, then it's then it's racist. So they
Okay, is anybody
support.
else out there like getting extremely frustrated even just with that little thing? Like how like honestly, like you just reading it to me, I was getting so frustrated and angry.
But I told you, this is like now do you understand better when I say they are actually racists?
It
Like
it
they
uh, it this is insane though. They're literally like it's the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard. It's if you're in favor or against, if you're you're fighting anti-racism, but yet they're talking about being racist. Like what the fuck? This makes
no
no
no no.
sense.
See, but they want racist laws. So they see whoever's at the top, which is funny because in North America, okay, it's traditionally people of Caucasian descent. Okay, but if you go to China, okay, well, it's traditionally almost overwhelmingly Chinese people.
Yeah, because that's the place where it is.
Like it's
So
like
so I guess
Oriental.
okay. So China, every freaking country, you could do that for everything. Every freaking country is racist. Because, well, Chinese people, or China, it's full of Chinese people, so clearly they're racist against other people. They're anti-white and anti-black and anti-purple and green, you know? And I guess in India, same thing. They're anti-white, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could literally
No,
do that against every country, though.
no, but that's okay. So you're actually making an argument for them because they would say a minority group, if there are laws that are affecting them, then that is a racist policy. It is if it is a policy that affects the majority to help bring up the minority, then it is not racist. It is anti-racist.
How
They
is
argue in favor of discrimination.
Mm. I mean,
This is like
if
yeah,
somebody
I
okay, okay,
can.
okay, 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 okay.
Oh, easy.
I know after I did, I was like, "Geez, relax on the K's,
Robert
okay?"
Bird. Hello.
It's this whole conversation. It's bringing all the K's out. Sorry. Um, if I don't know, if I were, let's say, just because, if I were living in India and they had policies that they had to do this and they had to do that to help the white man, because guess what? In India, I would be the minority. Okay. So anybody listening, relax your tits. But, if they have to do this and they have to do this for me, blah, 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 and they would have to do this and these things would need to change to help me with this. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you, I don't need your handouts. Like, you know what I mean?
I would.
Like I can do this myself. I don't need
I would.
you to fight for me.
Okay, well, first off, in India, they wouldn't let you
Okay.
do anything because you're a woman. So, but I understand your argument. But again, you're making the argument for them
Well,
because you're
no.
saying I don't want handouts because I'm gonna do what I need to do, even if there's racist laws in place.
Yes, but you were literally had just finished saying, giving people a handout instead of a hand up. You got to give them a handout.
No, they need to discriminate. I don't know if you're understanding me.
I don't
So
know.
so if in Canada if we make a law that says black people don't pay taxes, everyone that's not black would say, "Hey, that's pretty racist." To the leftist, to the Antifa organizations, they say that is anti-racist.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That is beyond.
Uh,
That is
Like,
nowhere near anti-racist. That is 100% fighting racism with racism.
it's literally the definition of racism. It is literally the definition, but they make up new words. This is new speak, double speak. But so, all right. But so just to get that little bit, and trust me, this book is a fucking pain to go through. Like, oh, it hurts. It fucking hurts. Okay, but so the next thing I looked at was the anti-racist action plan. Okay, so and this is from the Canada website, and of course, any articles that we bring up, anything that I'm sourcing, it'll always be in the description. So take a look there. If you find something that I have apparently missed, please that completely discredits everything that I'm talking about. Well, fuck you. But
Leave
um,
it in the comment section below.
yeah, so I would like to know, like, does anyone were you aware of this type of stuff going on? Um, that this is becoming such a full scale thing that there's
Which is an interesting
that.
little factoid because you had a conversation with somebody and you bringing it up to them was actually the first time that they had ever heard of it. And who was that person you were talking to?
Oh yeah, I was actually finally able to get in contact with our MLA, and I said that this is something that I fell into and that I am now looking more into because I do not support racist laws. I do not support racist policies, regardless of who it impacts. We are all supposed to be seen as equal. And it's funny because I don't agree. I shouldn't be agreeing with conservatives as much as I do. I shouldn't be. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of decriminalizing a fuck ton of things. Non-violent drug offenses, yeah, those people should be free. Absolutely. And their records should be expunged. Regardless, if there is a non-violent drug offense, they should be free. I think prostitution should be a legal line of work. Legal, regulated, legal line of work. I think taxation is bullshit. Like,
I agree.
how am I like? And apparently that makes me right wing. I'm fine for drug rehabilitation programs for people. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I'm considered right wing. It's crazy.
Agreed.
Absolutely crazy.
All right, so tell me what this
Individual
anti-racist
freedoms.
action plan is about.
Yeah, so okay, so I looked this, and this is from Canada. This is from Canada, our government's website itself. And so I just took out some of the parts because they had stuff in like who can like what types of things are they looking for, and just a lot of stuff that wasn't relevant. But so it says the Anti-Racism Action Program is intended to help address barriers to employment, justice, and social participation among Indigenous peoples, racialized communities, and religious minorities. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, not really. I don't get it. Like, I don't get why. Like, maybe to address some of those issues, but racial minorities, I don't think we have laws that say, hey, you can't practice this religion. You can't do that. Those people in that community, they're bad. So we have laws that keep them there. Didn't barriers to employment? For me, I don't care what color your fucking skin is. Couldn't care less.
Well, see, and that's the thing though, is that with you or I or a lot of other people, no, we wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother us. We'd be looking at the resume, talking to the person. It would be like an episode of Voice, where you're hearing the person, you're getting to know the person. Who gives a shit about what they look like? That is completely irrelevant. Can you do the job and are you the right person for the job? Awesome. Let's do this shit. I don't care if you celebrate Kwanzaa, even though it's, a made up thing. But
to be fair, if their skin was black, probably wouldn't let them drive a semi. They'd probably steal it, make it all donk and shit,
jeez. I kid.
Please, Human Rights Tribunal. Dude, speaking of human rights violations, isn't it crazy? The Museum of Human Rights is literally violating people's rights.
It is? How so?
Oh, fuck. Because they're not letting people that are unvaccinated or people like that aren't that don't want to show a form of identification, even though they literally have exhibits about like the Holocaust. And they say, well, but they're not doing it. And like, you're literally covering it up. You're literally denying it. You know the 10 steps of a genocide?
That's so funny. Like, I never even thought of that. Like, to be completely honest, literally, the Museum of Human Rights. Human has nothing to do with your race. Human rights. And they're literally like not allowing you to come in. They're violating your rights and telling you got to do this, you got to do that. How funny.
Yeah, and we spend, I think it's like $1.2 million a year, I think, if I remember correctly, on that. My number might be off. Maybe it's more. It's probably more. Maybe it's like 20 million. But regardless, we fund an organization, a museum to commemorate, to expose human atrocities that violate people. And you're
violating people in the process.
Yeah. Like it is literally the fucking Nietzsche quote. When fighting demons. It is literally that quote.
Yeah, 100%. They've turned into one themselves. What are
Yeah.
Isn't that an interesting little factoid for you? I
Yeah,
never even thought of that. That is funny. High five to you, sir.
So for anyone that apparently hasn't done like philosophy or human studies 101, I haven't. I'm a high school dropout, so I don't know anything. So
What?
and this quote is, so beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster. For when you gaze long into the abyss gazes also into you. So it's the same thing.
Bum, bum, bum.
They were fighting other countries, but then they see our country and nah, it's all right. No, Canada doesn't violate rights. No, we didn't do that during World War One. We didn't put Chinese or Japanese people in internment camps. We never Ukrainian?
Nay, we
Ukrainian
didn't do
who?
that.
We didn't do that to any Ukrainians ever.
Oh, sure. Shit,
Oh,
you did.
Aboriginal Abba who? Abba.
ABBA?
I like yeah, they're a
Dancing
good
Queen?
band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good it's it's a bit of a banger. It's dated, but it slaps. I like it. Like, are you fucking serious?
I remember when that place first opened, I was livid at the fact that they had nothing on the Ukrainian genocide. Like
No,
everything was, about the Holocaust and this and that and da 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 da. And I know like there was indigenous people, they were there that were like set up originally for the big
they were
celebration. And
they were
they had
protesting
like
it.
what?
They were Aboriginal people were protesting saying we don't have a big enough exhibit.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's what I was getting to. God. But they were like
Sorry.
literally had people there that were ready to do like, powwow stuff. They were all dressed in uniform, ready to do this stuff. And then all of a sudden it turned into like a big protest because it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is some bullshit here. I was
Yeah.
livid. And then I finally found out that after the fact, they did finally put something about the Ukrainian genocide because I boycotted it. When I found out there was nothing about it in there, I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not going there. That's
Well, to
bullshit.
be fair, I boycotted it anyways because yeah, they pick and choose. It would be incredible to have like, and if they became like an advocacy type of thing, like, hey, we're balls deep in this. Like we literally we put this out on display. That governments start violating rights. They start segregating people. They
Mhm.
start othering. They start doing all this type of stuff, and they could say, "Hey, no, Canada, you need to stop. You are literally walking down the path of a fucking genocide."
Yeah.
And they just no, no. It's okay that the government does it. Yeah, legally. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right.
Yep.
The law means nothing when it's morally empty and ethically corrupt. Pepperoncini fucking peppers are amazing.
That was really random.
I just ate one. Mm.
I could tell you had something in your mouth.
Oh, maybe a nice little college boy's asshole.
Ew. Criminal order of Suze, hey?
Okay, but
The new
so
founder.
all right, so the anti-racism action program will also prioritize projects that target online hate and promote digital literacy. Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. They don't want hate against which assume, that okay, so they're
Good
fighting
one.
against, online hate, stuff like that,
Maybe
fighting
like racial
against
discrimination.
racism, which awesome. I'm 100% for that. That's
I,
great. But
I am not in support of hate because hate is a dubious word. It it is literally a subjective word. Now, if they said
uh
things like racial discrimination, okay, I all right, I could see that.
well, maybe they just kind of lumped it all together, like
Okay,
racial discrimination.
but they didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough.
Literally in Canada, we have anti-hate legislation. So if I say something offensive to you, you can sue me.
Oh God. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. To anybody who actually knows me, I don't get offended very easily at all. Okay. And I'm pretty
I can
offensive
attest.
myself.
I say some pretty bad stuff to her, and she just kind of laughs it off.
Right? I don't know. My kids come home crying or something that someone said, and I'm laughing.
Mhm.
Like, it's funny. Laugh at it. How is this an
Yeah.
insult?
Get rid of the ego.
Right?
Get rid of the ego.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't even imagine being that person that would like go to court and be like, he said something mean to me. He didn't call me by
You s-
unicorn Kim, so I'm gonna sue him or whatever dumbass thing I would say because he called me fat. I'm gonna sue him. Okay, relax yourself. I would feel like the biggest tool in the world, wasting resources and money and time fighting for something like this. Now, it's one thing if I walked into my work one day and they were like, okay, we're letting you go because you're fat. Well, shit, I'm going to fucking fight that stuff. 100%. But just somebody saying something to you, come on. Whatever happened to the thing, you used to say when you were a kid, sticks and stones might break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, adults. I know you can do it. Just say it with me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will
But
never
whips
hurt
and
me.
chains excite me.
That too. Oh, holla,
For anyone that
Rihanna.
didn't hear me, I said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me.
Yeah, Rihanna said that too.
That was long before her. Okay? Long
Okay, but
before
just
her.
let me think of her, okay? Just let me
Hey,
think of her.
knock, knock.
Who's there? A beer? I heard the hello, Coors, or is this something new?
No, Sleeman's Honey Brown.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Stuff makes. Yeah. Oh, I love Sleeman's Honey Brown.
Does it make your
Very.
D go
Yeah, it
boing,
does.
boing, boing, boing?
Yes, it does.
That's not.
Makes my pants all uncomfy. All
Look,
right,
a
but
tent.
so okay, so the can I and again, this is me just going, well, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? All right, so I looked into who the Canadian Anti-Hate Network is, and so they say Canadian
They.
Anti-Hate Network is an independent nonprofit research organization made up of Canada's leading experts and researchers on hate groups and hate crimes.
That
Our
sounds like a fun
advisory
job.
committee, yeah. Our advisory committee includes academics like Dr. Barbara Perry, court recognized experts on hate crimes, lawyers with decades of experience with hate groups. Gee, I wonder why you're fucking in one. People who
Right?
look at it.
Empty, empty,
People
empty.
who
That's all,
stood.
folks.
Okay, shut up. People who stood up to the neo-Nazis Heritage Front in the 1990s. And leaders in communities that are being targeted by greats or by hate.
By grace. Oh, Freudian slip there.
Yeah, a little bit. Oops, sorry. Hail Hitler and all that,
Oh, God.
We have relationships with colleagues or colleges and organizations doing similar work internationally, such as, and I know this place, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and experts in de-radicalization.
You said it right the first time. Colleagues, not colleges.
That's colleges. That's
How?
colleges, Kim.
How?
That's
There's a
not
U in there.
colleagues. All right. Okay.
I
Well,
can't
whatever.
read.
Then shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
There's a U in there. It literally looks like colleagues to me.
So let's. Oddly enough, I didn't look at this because I went down a different rabbit hole. Southern Poverty Law Center. They actually back in like the 1920s actually fought for the rights of the KKK.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You shut your mouth. Seriously?
Dead serious. See, but this is the thing. The Southern Poverty Law Center went after discrimination carte blanche across the board, regardless if it was against white people or any other any minority group. They went across the board because if you say, "Hey, white person, you have no right to speak. You have no right to X, Y, or Z." Then when that shoe is flipped on and shoved up your ass, now I have the authority to say, "Hey, black person, you have no right here." So if rights can be curtailed to certain groups, then it is not a right, it is a privilege.
Yeah.
So I'll have to look into it because I know the Southern Poverty Law Center has come out and hold on, I'll see if I could pull it up. Or is it the ACLU? I can't remember. I can't remember Southern Poverty, but see, racist logos. I believe it's Southern Poverty. See, Southern Poverty Law Center. All symbols of right-wing extremism. You know the OK symbol, like the thumb and your pointer finger in a circle, and then yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that started on 4chan as a fucking meme. And they said, "Hey, is there a way that we could turn this into like a racist thing?" Literally, it was either 4chan or 8chan. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 4chan.
How would you turn that into a racist? You're saying
Because
okay.
the circle, your thumb and pointer finger make a P, and your three fingers make a W. White power.
Oh, get fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come the fork on. Sorry, I'm really trying not to swear here, but you know, you suck at this, by the way. You suck at the not swearing thing. But
I know. I know.
come
I
the
gave up.
fork on.
I'm
This is
trying.
bullshit, man.
I'm trying, but also I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm talking about. So
Oh my god.
okay, but so
Really?
our mandate is to monitor, research, and counter hate groups by providing education and information on hate groups to the public, media, researchers, courts, law enforcement, and community groups. Okay. So, what time do we got here?
We are at an hour and 12 minutes.
Okay. So I guess next thing we'll start looking at, and please, I
My god,
encourage
we're
everyone,
only on
please.
page 2 of 10. Ay, Dios mío. You went down one
this
hell of a rabbit hole.
this is gonna be a lot. Because the thing is, this has to be exposed. This is literally a left-wing hate group. So what we're gonna look at, and one article that kind of caught my eye was how to fight 5 ways to fight hate in 2022. So let's all remember, I'll reiterate this again, for fascism. So a movement or regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of opposition. So forcible could be removing your ability to speak, your ability to interact in society, have your social interactions. You're economic. You're unable to work. You're unable to provide an income. That is what a fascist organization would actually do. So, I think next we'll look into the 5 ways you can fight hate.
Oh god.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe I should look into a little bit more with the ACLU. Because as far as I remember, they fought on behalf of the KKK, saying that if they don't have rights, then no one has rights, and they deserve a fair trial and all this type of shit. It's funny how fast, from a time of them not supporting, no, hold on, supporting rights across the board. It's incredible that now they actively fight to get people listed as a hate group or whatever. It's incredible stuff, incredible. But so yeah, let's wrap it up there. Um yeah, again, any articles that we use will always be referenced in the description. And again, I want to know, is this way better, or do you want it right from the website so that you're able to look and see it for yourself, that I'm not like editing things out or whatever? I would love to know. So please, yeah, I
Leave it in the
really I
comment
want to know.
section below. Yes.
Yeah,
And also, don't forget to let us know which version you liked better, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
I just said that ding
You
dong.
totally did. Yeah.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right, with that, Kim, take us out.
Okay, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please share. We like being shared. It's like, when you share us, it's like giving a friend or family member or enemy a hug, so just share us. Anyway, again, you can listen to us anywhere you want to listen to podcasts, pretty much. Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble. If we're not on YouTube, we'll definitely be on Rumble because YouTube, they like to damn the man and silence people. So, yeah, we'll definitely be on Rumble. And again, our episodes will come out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, unless we're having technical difficulties, which has happened a couple times. But for the most part, that's when you'll see us. So if it's, you don't see us there or on YouTube, check us out on Rumble. Facebook group, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you, everybody, for
Yep.
listening. And, we appreciate all of you. And we hope that you enjoy this. So, hope everybody has a great week. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. And we will catch you on Hump Day. Wow, chicka wow wow, for part 2 of this interesting rabbit hole that our boy went down. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.